Do you believe in love?
Hello, welcome once again to Relationship Prep on LMTV. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to watch more everything about relationship we discuss here. We are fortunate to once again have Mr. Seth Mensah here with us to discuss a topic that has been phenomenal when it comes to relationship subjects. It's undefined. And then we also have with us Pastor Counselor Krista. Okay, nice to have you on the show once again.
Thank you.
The last time we had you on here, it was a privilege to have you, and I'm sure that myself and my audience, we had a great time, and this time wouldn't be any exception. Okay, we'll go straight into the topic for the day, and we are talking about the age factor. Age factor, has it occurred to you that at what age? Do you wonder, at what age do I say I do? At what age do I go and approach that lady and say that, man, I want to spend some time with you. Lady, I want to spend some time with you. Let's get talking with them and find out how to go about this. Let's go for a quick break. When we come back, we are still in relationship talk.
Do you believe in love?
Okay, welcome back from that quick break. Today, the men are going to cheat the women a bit. So today we will talk first with the man. Age factor. Is it even a subject for discussion? Age in relationship.
Thank you, Mr. Azak, for the opportunity. Well, in fact, it's a very difficult question to answer. But however, it's also important for us to answer the question because of the education we want to give to the public. Well, age factor in a relationship. I think age matters. Irrespective of who you are, you will get into marriage. So if you don't have age, how can you enter into marriage? And therefore, age is important in marriage. So to me, there is no way someone or anybody can do away with age. That is my submission on that. Thank you.
Okay, that's a submission. Let's go to Mark Krista.
Thank you. This one, let me just look at something.
Okay.
Age does matter. Marriage or relationship. So let's establish that fact on that basis. However, if you look at this relationship psychotherapist, Nicole McKean said that age, yes, it matters, but sometimes we have 3 different types of age. We have the biological age. We have the chronological age. And then we have the maturity age. They are not the same thing. You get it? So now, my biological age, I am 30 years old. If all things being equal, if you're a lady, and then we are looking at the medicine from the medical viewpoint aspects and all those things, by 30, you should marry. You get it? So that you can just have your kids. Now, if you are also talking about the man, you are looking at the man who go for pension and all those things, even though people think that the fertility of the man stretches more than that of the woman. But pension and all other things being equal, a 40-year-old man should marry. It's understandable. So that is your biological age. Now, with the maturity age, is it 40 years? There are some people who are 40 years, and excuse me to say, they have the thing in there like a teen. So how do you tell that person to go and marry? And then sometimes chronologically, the person is not even fit. Biologically, the person is okay, but the number of years the person is living out of active life is limited. So yes, age does matter. However, I realize that for me, the age that somebody wants to marry, sometimes we think we know for them in this part of Africa. Apart from thinking we know that somebody is supposed to, because sometimes they ask you, how old are you? You say, hey, when you need koware. As if that biological age equates marriage. Maybe the person doesn't even have peswa, but you think that the person is of age. So the of age, in quotes, is questionable. So at what age will I marry? That's why we answered. The last time we came here, we said that it's not about age as such, but at least you should have certain things there. That one aside. For me, age does matter, especially with regards to whoever you are going to marry. In this part of the world, Africa, Ghana, where we come from, age of the man or the woman that you are supposed to marry is very, very important. Even not to you, the one who is going to marry, to them that are the spectators in the marriage. They use age as a factor.
This scenario we had a man and his siblings. He was way younger, but he couldn't get married because his elder brother is not married. But he is prepared. But then this factor came to play, and as a result, that was where we sampled this question from. So, would it be appropriate to look at all these things as a factor and say that age is a necessity? So I have to chinchina by force marry at this age.
You see, we have family traditions. Some family think that the younger cannot marry before the elder. Say so. You see, this marriage that we are talking about, that you are interested in knowing, is a very complicated thing. Age, like I said, maybe maturity level, or maybe in terms of other factors, whether the person is a meaningful job or whatever, the eldest is not ready yet. Why do you pin the younger person down because the brother is not ready? You see, when you do that, what happens is that sometimes you get a whole bunch of siblings who are not married because number one, like myself, becomes Osiakwine. So number two can't go. If number two can't go, number three can't go. But see, it's marriage we are talking about here. The preparedness and the readiness of the individual, irrespective of the age. You see, we say you've come of age because you are looking at the biological factor. So that biological factor aside, somebody will be more ready than another person. So why tie them down? Because the eldest has not married yet. Have you even asked the eldest whether he or she wants to marry or not? Why do you sit there and assume? So, you see, there are certain things in family we need to sit and talk about so that everybody becomes clear. Maybe I am the eldest. I am not interested in marriage. So I shouldn't block somebody. For age, yes, if we think that, yes, the person is matured, Ghana here, the legal age is 18. So from 18 years upwards, you can marry if you are talking about the legalities of age. Now, for the church, do we even have any legal age? The church, if you are 18 and you have a room, you have a stable income, you can marry. Tradition, does it forbid age? No, you can marry. The only thing is that sometimes some families just tie themselves with family traditions. But with age, once legally you are 18 years in Ghana here, you are ready to marry.
Sure. But I would want to ask, is it that people get maturedly, in maturing, do they get retarded or something that makes them at, say, age 40, they still act not ready for marriage?
No, it's not retardation. You see, some people are scared when it comes to marriage. Let me be frank. Some people, because of people's past experiences, maybe that of their parents, so they have shelved marriage. Haven't you seen somebody who is well-to-do, has everything? When the person even reasons, you realize that, yes, this man is deep, but is not ready to commit. It is there. You get it? So the whole concept of marriage, even in the Bible, Paul said that if you think you can, don't marry. But we don't read the don't marry. We are always interested in the marry. That is why. So you realize that, you see, for maturity, when we talk of maturity and we are going back to psychology a bit, forgive me, I'm a public health person, so I go back. And then we are looking at the developmental stages of an adolescent. That is where the whole story starts. Realize that girls mature faster than boys. And then it's like they are 2 years ahead. Now, when you take the brain, by 25 years, everybody's brain has matured. So at least after 25, 26, 27, you can reason and make a concrete and sound decision based on your brain. But before that, every other that is why sometimes people marry at age 23 and at the point that me cry, because at 23, now mind, is not prepared. Yet done. It's 25 that the mind is done. So when you make up your mind, you are making. You get so ladies mature faster. So you realize that even your classmates in school, in uni, you realize that they will be thinking about marriage. But you is like, but these people, what is wrong with them? It is not that there's something wrong with them. They feel that they have matured enough to face this thing called marriage.
But so we'll come to you, but is it not because of the responsibilities that the society has put on us as men? So we kind of so I was saying that it could be arguable in the sense that perhaps, well, in the other part of the world, people finish school and you know that, hey, life goes on. But here, you know that you have to get a job, you have to take care of a woman. You know those things psychologically.
See, it is not the society. Let's go back to the basis.
But does it not affect us?
You see, so if you give it to the society, then it's like you are pushing too much on the society. Go back to the basis. In the Bible, God said, it is not good for man to be alone. One, I will make him a helpmate, meet for him. You get it? Now, at a point when Adam and Eve sinned, God gave the man the responsibility to take care of the woman. So, biblically, the man is responsible for the woman. Society also sees that, because God sees you as the head figure. And as the head, you are responsible. And so, when it comes to the society, because God has placed so much in the hands of the man, the society is also looking up to the man to face those challenges. And therefore, if you're a man and you don't have the things, not as in abundance, but the basic things, going back to Maslow, shelter, food,
clothing,
and sex is part of the basic needs. At the form.
At the form,
yeah, at the holding. So now, if you don't have all these basic things, why should we allow you to marry? So the point is not the society. God himself, who created marriage, gave the men the mandate. So the society is basing our criteria on God. And we want to make sure that you fall in line. That's why the counselor, you go to him, you are ready for marriage, and the man, the first thing he's going to ask you, do you have a stable job? The second thing is, do you have somewhere to lay your head? When you finish answering these two basic things, he will move on.
To go.
Well, interesting submission from Mrs. Age is very, very important. But if you don't take care, you would also allow the age to take the purpose of God over your life.
Thank you.
You can't say that your brother or your sister has married and therefore you need to also marry, or somebody has gotten into that institution and therefore you need to also go through. Individually, we are different. So just sit down, make an interesting and great comparative analysis about your life and see that if you are fit to enter into that relationship or into that marriage. So under no circumstance should anybody force you to get into that relationship on the basis that your brother or sister has married and therefore you should also go. For that one, you get it totally wrong.
Wow. For that one, you get it totally wrong. Let's take a quick turn, and when we come back, we'll interact with the audience, and then we'll find out what they also have to ask or say about today's program. Let's go.
Do you believe in love?
Welcome back from that quick break. We have a few comments and from Facebook, and we'll have our sister. It's an interactive section, so we'll have an audience read what we have up here. So yes.
Does age really matter when considering a life partner? And these are the comments. Mayor J said, to me, age doesn't really matter. What matters is the love, respect, and understanding you have for each other. St. Arthur also said, before a man or a woman decides to enter into a relationship leading to marriage, there should be factors to consider in selecting a partner for this honorable union. One of these factors is age. Preferably, the man should be older than the woman. As Christians, Bible is agnostic. Therefore, it is always good and better for a man to marry a woman he is older than. Time will not allow us to talk about the pros and cons of marrying a woman who is older than the woman.
For me, for instance, I want to ask, me being older than the man, is it right for us to get married? And my second question is, must your partner, let's say the man per se, must you control your woman when you get married to her?
Okay. So you want to take it first?
Yeah. Well, thank you for your questions. I will answer it from that first question she just asked. As a woman or as a man, you are two matured human beings who have been created by God to fulfill his agenda on the earth. So as a man, under no circumstance should you have the right, at times people use the word audacity, to control your woman. That is not best, and biblically it is wrong. Fine, you have the right as a man, biblically. God has chosen you as a man, being the head of the family. But that doesn't warrant you to do the things that will go against the whims and caprices of your lady. If you do that, you are creating confusion into that marriage, and it will never be acceptable at all. So you have the right to caution or to tell your woman that he shouldn't do this or that. But it is also not also right for you to go beyond what you're supposed to do as a man. Because we are all two human beings who have come together as man and woman to get into that relationship. That is what I have to say about that.
All right.
I hope you have gotten my point.
All right.
So, from the woman's viewpoint, why will you like to control your man? On what basis? You see, and I don't, and that maybe the term was used loosely, but then sometimes they think that it's like you should be able to make the man do your bidding. I keep saying that God has already given woman the power over man, which we have no idea of. We don't use it well. You see, it's not about shouting at the man. It's not about telling the man not to sit. You see, you have even a way of letting your husband do your bidding by submission. You get it? You see, the submission, sometimes people take it overboard. But you see, when you are submitted, you see, when you love somebody, listening to the person shouldn't be a very difficult thing for you to do. And then, what is control? I keep telling people that people who think they can control their husband sit here, they sit. Don't go to a queer, he doesn't go. You don't see the beauty of marriage. The beauty of marriage is being ourselves. Then, stepping on our toes, smaller, settling it, and forging ahead. That is the beauty of marriage. So if you are the controlling type, the control freak, sit here, don't go here, you will not enjoy marriage. That's why there are so many people in marriage, they are not enjoying marriage. For me, I believe in leave the man, trust the man. My philosophy is this: I trust you enough that what I will not do, you will not do. Based on that, we have a cordial relationship. We move. If we all want to sit, we sit. If somebody wants to sit, somebody wants to stand, stand. That is your leg. But in all that, make sure that you don't use the word, I'm controlling my man. When you control a man, you don't get the beauty of marriage. So many of the men, they stay there because when they come home, Jata is there. So they stay, then they come in the night to come and sleep. What are you enjoying? You are not enjoying anything. But the beauty is that if the man does something that you don't like, you talk, you communicate. Everybody knows that this, I did it wrongly. I take it back. Than controlling. Women, yes, this part of the region, Ashanti, we like controlling women. Too much. The Ashantis, we control men. And sometimes we think that is the right thing to do. So when you meet them and they are talking, it's like everybody is talking freely. And it's like, wow. Maybe some of us, the men we got to marry, we can't control them till thy kingdom come. Some men, you can't control them. If you control them, they will rebel. They will even make life more miserable for you than your control. So just let it flow. Perfect love cast away all fears. Yes. It is fear that brings control. Leave the man. Let him be free. And just believe. You see, the Christian marriage is not that we married saints. As I'm sitting, I'm not a saint. He is not a saint. Zach is not a saint. You are not a saint. We all have the excess baggages. But then, when you understand that as a person, if God does not watch, your eyes can watch. If he doesn't build that home, you can't build. So all that you do is that the little skills and tips that you have, use it to build your marriage and leave the rest to God. God will control him for you. But when you control him, God will not do it. Leave it.
And to her second question, any decision that you want to take under the sun, you need to consider it from two angles or perspective. One, from the biblical point of view and from word view. Do you get me? So to marry somebody, or to be specific, if a woman wants to marry a man who that woman is older than, it is not wrong. But when we look at it from biblical perspective, you see that it is not right. Sarah and Abraham, you can draw it from that conclusion. So automatically, the man should be older than the woman. But if it happens that you see a man around or a woman around that maybe you are older than, and you think your considerations and all those things match together, it is never a wrong thing for you to fall in love with that party. But make sure that you are not falling in love with a woman because of her personal possessions or what she has. Okay. And if I want to throw your question back to you, when you were in school, let's say you were in SS3, did you date somebody who was in SS1? For that time, you will say no. But this time around, you will do.
Hey, this thing.
do you get my point? So the age standard should be that the man should be older than the woman. Normally, the woman will be older than the man, but the man will consider them because of what they have. But if it is because of the things that they have that you want to marry to them, God will
sugar
punish
mommy,
you.
the sugar
Yeah,
mommy,
God
the
will
sugar
punish you
daddy.
for that one. God will punish you.
Like we said, you see, love is a difficult subject. Sometimes you don't tell yourself, you don't give yourself the chance to go and love a younger man. This thing called love is something else. You get it? So, in this part of our world, we look down on women who are older and marrying younger men. But in other parts of the world, it's okay. Now, people are even beginning to accept it a bit. If the age difference is not too much. It's because of the maturity level of women. That is why we always advise that if you get an older man, at least it helps because of the maturity, because we mature faster. And therefore, sometimes if you get a younger person, the kind of things that you will reason, your reasoning ability will be different from his. And then sometimes they feel that because of that, you are not respecting them. You know that respect factor. Okay. Other than that, because I have couples that the women were older than them, and they are doing nicely because of the understanding. I keep saying that marriage is an understanding between the two people. So if, yes, you consider the age, especially if you're a young guy and you're going to marry myself, and I can't give you kids, and you don't have kids, don't venture. Unless you are accepting the fact that for the rest of our lives, I'm not going to give you. You see, so there are implications. Yeah. In everything that you do, we have the consequences there. So the implication is that if you go for too old a woman, you might not have the chance of fathering a child. Oh, you can have it, but not with the woman. So otherwise, when it happens, you do so many things.
Overboard.
So that is why I said that when it comes to marriage and love matters, don't be too emotional. Sometimes let the mind also work, be objective. Because as you go into it and everybody say, don't go, don't go, don't go. When you go and then there is challenge, you don't want to come out because you don't want everybody to say, we said. So it's like you are forcing yourself to be in the thing. So the whole thing is that for age, it really doesn't matter, but it does matter. You get it? It really doesn't matter, but it does matter because of other implications associated with age. We are all praying that we marry people, especially we the women, we marry people who are a bit older than us. Not all of us will get it. Definitely, out of 10, you get one person marrying a younger person. When it happens to you, like counselor said, make sure you, the guy, you are not going for the woman because of material gains. If you want her, take her. When people talk, that is your wife. The fancies will say, don't do abacher. Abacher. It's like you are not proud to introduce your wife. So when they ask you, hey, Zach, where's your at least you should be able to be bold and say, that's my wife. So I keep saying that, especially, even with everybody, whether you are old or young, if you are not so proud to introduce your husband or a wife to a third party, it means that drop that here.
Drop that here. It looks like we still have some few. Okay.
My next question is, when I'm with my partner and we have issues and I try to apologize to him, and most of the times when I apologize, he doesn't want to listen. He dragged the issue for about a month, let's say some weeks, still on that same issue. When it comes to that, what should I do? Should I still
be with him?
I think with some of the mistakes, for me, I had that point in there. When you drag, you see, what are you dragging? No, you see, for some of us, all these stages that we are talking about, we've passed those stages, honestly. We've passed. And sometimes I tell myself that maybe if I've known some of the issues I also know now, I might not have done certain things that I did. We are all in the learning process. You see, marriage, somebody asked me, I think it's Zach, you asked me, and I summarized marriage for you. That for me, I believe that marriage is a union between two people who are ready to commit themselves, are patient with each other's progress, understand each other, and are two forgiving people. Because this marriage we are talking about is all about forgiveness.
Sure.
So if I'm in a relationship with you, and something, sometimes it's just trivia, and you are dragging now for 1 month and weeks, my dear, I have news for you. I'm not scared, but when you marry such a man, and there is an issue, this issue will drag, and it will end in divorce. Ask the counselor. It means that the person doesn't have a forgiving spirit. How do you even live with somebody who doesn't forgive? Because as human as we are, we offend all the time. We are not perfect. So if I do something wrong, such a person, when he even says he has forgiven, the next mistake, he will do roll call. But Bible says that love does not record old issues. You see, love that we are talking about is not, say, the psychology to tell you errors and all those things. They are all back to the basis. Bible. 1 Corinthians 13. What is love? It doesn't keep records of old. You see, love is patient. It is tolerant. Odoye abojochare in tree. You see, so if you love somebody and the person does something and apologize, maybe some of us do the apology, no, it's not apology. You see, sometimes, I'm sorry. That's why it's not apology. Apology is because the person is talking. Okay, to cut a long story short.
Or they say, she say, sorry.
No, but you have to be remorseful. And then you make sure that whatever you have done that you are apologizing will not repeat itself. So, okay, I'm sorry. So, sister, if you have been saying, okay, I'm sorry, there, a brother too will be dragging. Because he will also demand, you see, his dragging is just demanding that you do the needful. And the needful is rather apologizing. You see, relationship, is a very difficult and complex thing. It's like you are in your workplace. You don't want to be sacked. So even the small boy is yes, sir. It's yes, sir. It's yes, sir. Isn't it?
Yes, it is.
That is how relationship is. It's 24 hours work. That you have to make sure you sharpen your relationship skills. So communication, that's one. I'm sorry. Then the man knows that you are sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. Some of we women cry, oh, I'm sorry. Then they want to use sex to close the whole story. It doesn't work that way. Genuinely be sorry. Let the man accept the sorry. But if you are genuinely sorry and he's dragging, one sign.
Okay. Also, to add up, before any question is asked, also to add up, do we have the number of times that if somebody commits an offense or makes a mistake, we should forgive that person?
Oh, yes, in the Bible.
In the Bible, it says 77 times 7, rather.
7.
7. So how many of you can do that? So you will take a paper and a pen. Then today you will do something where you go and mark 1. The next day 2, until you get that 490. Is that what you are saying? It can't be possible. Do you understand?
Yeah.
How, always when my clients come to me, when we are dealing with conflict management and resolutions, I always ask them, you sitting there, can I offend you? Me as a counselor, I can't offend you. Why? Because 1, you are not my partner. 2, you are not my friend. And 3, I don't even have any connection with you. Apart from you sitting here as my clients and then talking, I don't have anything to do with you. But it is your partner that you are going to stay for the rest of your life. You are going to eat with her, sleep to bed, even in fact, go to any place with her. So who do you think will offend you? Who do you think will offend you apart from your partner? Who do you think will offend you? So with spirit of humility, I am pleading, that today it could be you, the next day it could also be somebody. That is why we need to be empathetic. And at times when it also gets to the extreme, you need to also take that your partner to a counselor. Maybe he needs to know certain things. Yes. So some people are in relationship, they are babies. They have just forced themselves in. So they need some counseling at times. So if it happens like that, don't think that because you have not gotten married to yourselves, you feel shy to talk about it. You can refer that person to any counselor, and then you receive wonderful counseling from that your counselor. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
But
you.
before that, this person is not a forgiving person. This person we are talking about. It means that he has a bit of some amount of ego. Getting him to go to a counselor. I think that maybe we should one day discuss this, because getting such a person to go to a counselor, it wouldn't be that easy.
No, you won't find it easy, all right. But like he's saying, you see, these anger issues and bitterness and unforgiveness, some are coming from people's childhood. And therefore, they need professionals to tackle them. You see, some people, they had bitter experiences in their homes. And therefore, with a little help, you can help them. Yes, it's not going to be easy, but sometimes you don't even push them there. You find a nice way of making sure that both the person and a professional counselor meets. It's done all the time. You just find a nice way.
So a
of
smart
doing
way,
it.
not formally.
Sometimes you don't force, but some of them, some will tell you that I have issues and I need help. They are very simple to deal with. Others are not. So those that are not, you by way of something, you just get them there. They bring them all the time. How they do it to bring
have
them,
no idea.
we have no idea, but they come.
They have come.
Okay, I think that will be the last.
I said this is a quick follow-up to this arbitrary you are talking about. If I'm to infer, then that means that if you want to get married, beauty should be a priority. But looking at the conventional information and idea that we've been given while growing up, we were told that looking at some of the criteria in selecting a partner, there are certain essentials of which some take beauty or the physical appearance aside. And reconciling these two information, I think I'm a little bit confused. So
let me help and clear you.
When you talk of beauty, I don't know where your beauty is coming from.
Sure.
You get it? But then, I am married. I'm married to Counselor Seth. It's me that I'm married to him. It's not you. But so the beauty that I'm talking about, I should be proud of him such that I should be able to show him to you. To you, he might not be a very beautiful woman. You get the point? So in considering beauty, in quotes, as you are talking about, you are looking at the physical attraction that you have for the person, not in very beautiful.
meaning that is, it comes in perspective.
Exactly. Because you see, sometimes you have 3 ladies there. You get one that everybody sees that this one is beautiful. Those people are very rare in life. Oh, this person is very beautiful. And then we have the people that are beautiful in people's eyes. You get my point? So in marriage, if I want to marry, what is beautiful for me might be different from what is beautiful for you. But the nutshell that I am summarizing is this. Make sure that whoever that you have, okay, let's use it physically. You are attracted to the person and you are not hiding to show the person off. So it's not about beautiful. It's about that attraction and that confidence. You get it? Confidence to show off your man or woman. So when they say they are bachelor, they are not talking about beautiful. Realize somebody can have a very nice face, but maybe the structure itself you don't like, so you can't show. You get the point? So it's not about the face. It's about the whole physique of the person. So when you are showing the person off, yes, this is what I chose for myself. I am a mother. I have a son. I have my own criteria for my son. He has his own criteria for himself. At a point, he will bring somebody to me. I cannot use my criteria to override his. But I just pray that at least one or two will fall into my criteria so that at least I'll have peace. You get it?
Yeah.
So that when my son is bringing his wife to me, it will not be like hiding. I'm not looking at face as you see me, but at least if they'll tell that I'm looking at body. You get it? So the person can bring somebody, you might think that, oh, facially it's not nice. But when the person can say, oh, this one has structure, this one, you see, so that is what I'm trying to talk about.
You know, parents are very smart. They have a smart way of inculcating what they want into you without you being
Exactly. It's a conversation. So when you are conversing, you are talking. So the wise ones will just chip in.
Yeah.
But then, I keep saying that then you don't override their desires because they are going to live with them. Maybe your choice for them is not even the right thing for them.
Sure.
But at least we talk, we discuss. Then you take 1, 2, 3 bit from it. You add yours. You bring it nice.
Well,
All right, yes, my brother.
Please, my name is my question is, if you ask a lady out and she says that, let's give it a try. Within this try, you see that there's this bitterness in her because from her WhatsApp status, things that she posts, you realize that there's this bitterness in her. Then when you ask her, why is it that everything you prolong it, like you take it so much into like, and she's like, for me, I don't trust anyone. So my question is, do you go ahead with this kind of relationship or this kind of marriage? It is worthy to go into it. That's my first question. Second one, if this woman is older than me, but I'm matured for her, that means the way I reason with her is perfect. She loves it. Can't I marry her? Maybe if she 10 years older than me, I'm good in the way we reason together. Also, when it comes to the one that from, so I'm also there. Why can't we? Because I think that for me, I believe that in terms of relationship or marriage, it's about the way you think. You should think about the well-being of your partner. How best that person will improve. That means you love the person. That's the first thing. And then the second thing is how to forgive.
Yeah, thank you for your question. But before that, at times they say that beauty lies in the eyes of who? The beholder. At times you will see some woman, and if you don't take her, you will decide to hide your wife. Do you understand what I'm saying? Do you think that your wife is the most beautiful among all women? It can never be true. So the beauty that you see in a woman should come from you, but not from anybody. Mr. Gentleman, are you getting my point? So don't think that you should only consider the physical beauty. So what about those people who will think that they are not beautiful? Are they not also going to marry? They should also have women or men as well. Do you understand? So be proud of your man or your woman. Make sure that you are able to introduce your man or your woman to some people without any shade of doubt. If you do that, that one day, I think it will be okay for you. And then to answer your question, you just answered it, so I'll just add up little. It is okay for you. If you think the woman is okay for you, you can marry her irrespective of the age. Because I'm not going to marry a woman for you. You are going to marry her yourself. Do you understand? So if you think that per your prescriptions and your standard, she is okay for you, you can go ahead and then marry. As we are also talking about, we are talking about forgiveness. Why do you think you can't forgive and then you want to enter into marriage? It can never be possible anywhere. So please, make sure you develop a habit of forgiveness. Other than that, you are not fit for marital journey. Even Bible talk about it. Why can't you forgive? Today it is somebody, I've said it already. Tomorrow it will be you. So let us try as much as possible to forgive each other. As Antifor say, "O to turn o kete Maria onye debe." Onye na bia.
Okay, we go for a quick break. When we come back, we have their final words and then we will do away with it.
Do you believe in love?
Okay, welcome back from that quick break. We are taking our final words. I'm wet by deep knowledge. Let's take our final words, and I'm sure hopefully next week when we come, we are going to get into more passionate topics, and then we'll have so much fun. Please, your last words.
Yeah, my last word is very simple. Age matters in relationship, but it depends on the one getting into that relationship or marriage. So if you think that you are at par with your man, nobody can tell you that you shouldn't go ahead and marry that man or that woman. That is my final word and my final submission to you all. Thank you.
In some, age does and doesn't matter. So it matters and does not matter, depending on where you are coming from as a person. The only thing is that make sure that whoever that you are going to marry or entering into a relationship with, chronologically is fit, biologically is okay, and the maturity age is such that you can be with the person. So, age is just but a number if you handle the age issues well.
Wow.
Thank you.
Age is just but a number if you handle it well. We've had so much fun time, and I'm sure that very soon, we will hear lots of the audience with a horn of weddings and all that because of these great words that we've had. I'm sure we've had so much fun time. Please do not forget to subscribe to our channel, YouTube channel, LMTV space GH. You have the opportunity to watch all of these fine education that is going on, each one for yourself, and be enlightened. See you same time next week. Bye-bye.